Oh my God, it's alive. I'm back. Oh my God. Let me press record. Okay. Record is pressed. I am back. It is so good to see you, Cravers. I'm back in the studio. I actually recorded 4 episodes for Tracys Dog before this, so I'm a little like, woo, like home stretch, baby, home stretch. But I'm really looking forward to catching up with you guys. All right, so let's get right into it. I have been having my pineapple upside down cake and eating it too, okay? Let me tell you, I have been thoroughly just enjoying and living life lately. I hit a big milestone this month, 4 years since I launched Midlife Craving, and I did some thinking about where I was 4 years ago and then where I was just 1 year ago today and how significantly my life has changed since. It's mind-blowing, but everything happened for a reason and everything happened the exact way it was supposed to. And I'm scared to say how happy I am because I'm is this real life, you know? But yeah, I've just been really happy and enjoying life, embracing all that it has to offer, you know, life's been good. Life's just been really good. And it feels, like I said, I don't want to even talk about it too much just because how happy I've been and good things are happening for me. And, you know, I'm really just enjoying it. And just thank you I'm just I'm happy. Can you tell? Okay. Anyways, where to begin, right? I haven't seen you guys in a month. I've actually was really sick. I've been fighting with a lot of illness. I swear to God, I just cannot get better. I'm like typhoid Mary, but I'm on the mend, and I have been just embracing, enjoying life with Mr. Right. Spending as much time with him as I can. We've been seeing friends, hanging out with family, going to lifestyle events, and we did have our first lifestyle experience. I know you want to hear all about that. I will at the end. I also have a Q&A, and I'll answer your questions that I got. But yeah, I've just been doing the most, okay? I'm the podcast hostess doing the mostest, enjoying that pineapple upside down cake too, very much so. Okay, so I made some notes, things that Mr. Wright and I have been up to. We've been going to concerts, went to Tiesto, which was so much fun, hanging out with lifestyle friends, going to lots of different events, talking to lots of different couples, speaking with each other, having ridiculous amounts of communication with each other as well. So I highly recommend that if you were navigating lifestyle with a partner for the first time. I think talking about it some more, and then talking about it again is the way to go. We have just been, going to Redskins games and, events and sports events, lots of football Sundays, lots of quality time with our family and friends. Actually, I'm going to be hauling ass out of here because I'm headed to the Redskins-Falcons game right after this. Very excited about that. So yeah, I wrote a few notes, but let's get right into it. So we've been, getting to know the lifestyle crew, going to different events, concerts, Halloween parties, having so much fun together. And we'll talk about the event in a minute, but I just want to say a few things. Mr. Wright and I have been having just ridiculous and amazing amounts of sex. And I want to talk about one that was super duper hot. So football Sundays, we do that, and we're hanging out with friends, and I'm the energy between us is just supercharged, right? And we were looking at each other, and he was like, I want to fuck you. I was like, no, I'm gonna fuck you. And so we just looked at each other, paid our bill, and dipped, right? Get in the car, and I immediately was like, I'm putting that in my mouth. So giving him road head. I didn't even see the drive home because my head was in his lap the whole entire time. Get back to his place, kick in the door, literally that hot, passionate, stumbling, fumbling, throwing each other on the bed, destructive, hot, passionate sex. It was amazing. It was one of my very favorite sessions that we've had so far. And I let a little backdoor action happen. It was just a lot going on. And those are the kind of things that I just love so much about him. He's so fun. He's always down. He's always just on my level. And it was really hot and a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoying him, very much so. And I do want to say, I do have a blowjob tip that I want to share, because one of the things that he always says to me is, he's like, "Either in your mouth." And So I want to share with you, if you listened to the Blowjob Bible episode, I feel like I need to do another one. I need to revisit that. But that's a great, step-by-step tips, tricks, but what I will say is one of the things that he's taught me is really using my hands in different ways. And one of the ways that he loves is you're doing a very consistent motion of using the tongue on the underside, closing your lips up and down, and then using your hand. But as you're pulling away, you close your hand. And then you slowly open and close and slowly. So he is thoroughly enjoying that. And I will say too, if you slow it down a little bit as well, that's a pro tip. So I wanted to get in, my blowjob tip. I got to do a just a tip segment again too. That's a lot of fun. Okay. We've also been thoroughly enjoying the prone position. That's something that it's so good. It's so hot and just very, very passionate. And so that's been our favorite things lately. But just having a lot of fun with him. And I know, you want to get in. Let me see. What am I at? Yeah. You want to get in. Oh my gosh, it's only been 6 minutes. I'm talking really fast. I'm moving really fast. I want to get through this quick catch-up episode because I feel like I have so much to tell you, yet it's hard to detail it all. And also, I got to get on the road and head to Arlington. And so let's get moving. I know what you guys all want to hear about, and that is our first lifestyle experience together. So remember, I've been in the lifestyle for 3 years. I was actually talking to Kat and Ams, which I'm dying to get them back on the show. Gals, gotta have them back on. We're gonna make a date and make that happen. But I was talking to them, I'm like, oh my God, it's been 3 years and how much my life has changed, right? So remember, when I met Mr. Wright, he has had 0 experience in this world. He's never even had a threesome before, okay? And so, but the thing is though, is yes, it's new to him, but not really, because baby, he was born to do this. It was made for him. And I think that's the reason why it was so easy for me to let him in, because I was like, he's me. He is just like me. He fits right in with my crew. He matches my energy and he's on my level when it comes to all the things. And I just knew that he was going to fit in and really enjoy it just as much as I have. And we started with baby steps, right? Getting to know lifestyle peeps and going to vanilla events with them and learning and talking. And, I was giving him all the lingo and teaching him all the definitions and what things meant. And we just slowly started navigating more and more towards, making out with other people. Like I said in one of the episodes before, I was so nervous. What is it going to feel like to see him make out with someone? And luckily, and kind of what I expected, I didn't feel anything. So that was great, right? And so we've been making little baby steps here and there to get to that. And I just want to say too, we talked and talked and talked some more. I don't want to share everything, but we even discussed serious boundaries that we have with each other and with other partners. I think that's vital, right? We also have a signal for each other if we're feeling a little left out or if we're feeling some sort of way where it's nonverbal, and we can let each other know, hey, I need to reconnect right now. I just want to feel close to you. I'm feeling a little distant, whatever. But we've just learned and we've been navigating that even before our first play, right? So let's talk about our first play. So I had told him about this couple that I absolutely love. I've known for a really long time. I've never played with them before though. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you'll love them. They live close by. We need to make a date, get to know them, whatever. And the night before Thanksgiving, it was the universe, right? It was meant to be. We're sitting there at our favorite dive bar and they walked in and I was like, oh my God, it was so good to see them. And immediately we all just kind of hit it off, right? Mr. Wright and him were playing darts and having fun. And it was just a really good night. And it was funny because he looked at me and he was like, they are yeses. And I was like, yes, for sure, right? You just know. And afterward, we made a group chat and talked and we were like, hey, we'd like to hang out with you guys sometime. And so it just so happened we were all free. I think it was 2 weeks later on a Sunday for football Sunday, we invited them to hang out with our friends. And they came out and again, just having a lot of fun, a good time. It was funny because she said to me, she was like, we're both in, and it was funny. She said, my partner was like, that looks fun. And I was like, well, we feel we feel the same way about you guys. There's a lot of flirting going on. And we all just agreed to go back to Mr. Wright's place after the game. I will tell you, I felt extremely safe, very, very comfortable with this couple. It was definitely a best first play experience for us because of that, right? And but even with that and how safe and I trust them implicitly, right? Like there is no question. But even I still had like I was nervous, right? This is my first time too. I've never been in a relationship. And by the way, like I love him, right? Like I care and love him. I have so much love for him. And like I was nervous, like how's this gonna feel? How am I gonna react? Because it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to be in the room. So I was a little anxious. I was a little nervous, but everything went really, really well. I was very happy and, I was excited to realize and know that I was perfectly okay with everything. We only soft swapped with them. And so what that means is no full sex, no penetration. It was just oral only. And I don't even think that was on purpose. It just like kind of happened that way. But it was perfect for us. And at that time, you know what I mean? And it was a great first experience for us. And I also was very cognizant over like, this is Mr. Wright's first experience with other people in the bedroom, right? And so I was just like very mindful of him. It was the perfect tempo, exactly what it should have been, and we just really enjoyed ourselves. I will say a highlight for me was giving him a double blowjob. That's something I've always talked about with him, something I really, really love. And I thought it was fun just to really just have that parallel play, right? Where they're having sex, we're having sex, or, oral or whatever, and just watching another couple and them watching us. It was it's just a very sensory overload, heightened experience that was really fun to share. I remember I was going down on Mr. Wright and looking at him, and they were having sex next to us, and I was like, isn't that hot? And he was like, fuck yeah. Just moments like that I remember where I was like, oh, this is so nice and like so us. And it feels, I know it's me, but to be with him and it be us, like that felt really good. Another highlight for me, Mr. Wright was going down on me, and I had all four hands all over me. She's a very sensual partner and amazing kissers and just a lot of things going on. That was a highlight for me. And another thing that was really fun for me to find out in the room was Mr. Wright is a cheerleader like me. So one of the things as a unicorn is I would always, be like, yeah, do that. That's hot. Or you like that, don't you? Like, I'm a big, cheerleader, not a shit talker, but just like a cheerleader. Like, oh, yeah, that's hot. Or, yeah, feel that, or whatever. And Mr. Wright was doing the same thing. And I was like, wow, that was funny to see. I was like, I can't, we're so much alike. And it was fun because we were both, cheering them on. We're like, yeah, go, do that. And that was exciting for me. It was a 10 out of 10 first time experience for us. I will definitely tell you that. I love that couple. We will definitely see them again. We're looking forward to it. And yeah, we had so much fun with them. And it couldn't have gone better. And so a lot of fun. We do have a date with Mia. I've talked about her before, and her husband in February. Looking forward to that. And yeah, we'll see the other couple again for sure. We got to make a date with them. We actually had dinner with them a week ago, and that was fun. But yeah, so just, jumped right in, and it was really good. A great first time experience. Yeah. And also I just want to say, I was nervous, right? And I was like, how's this going to play out? What is it going to feel like? How am I going to feel? How's he going to feel? And what it did, I felt so incredibly close to him afterward. Like I told him, I said, I feel closer to you now than I did a few hours ago. And it also made me realize how close I am with him, how connected I am with him. And let me just tell you, the aftercare, the fucking that we did all night long that night with each other, it was intense and passionate and fun and hot as fuck, okay? So it was just a great experience. You guys had some questions for me, so let's jump into those. The one that I liked the most was, Adrian, what's the biggest difference between being a unicorn or with a partner in the lifestyle? And I will say it is a completely different experience. I never really thought about it because as a unicorn, it was just me. I had to worry about my thoughts, my feelings, my concerns, no one else. When you add a partner, it's next level, right? And there was like, I think 2 times where I looked at him, and I mean, even though there was nothing, like the play was immaculate vibes, okay? But I looked at him and I was like, you good? Because like, I just want to have that little check-in, you know what I mean? I find myself, like, you're very concerned about your partner. You're very aware about your partner. When I'm a unicorn, I'm like, yeah, let me get in there, fuck some shit up, right? I wasn't ever thinking or worried about someone else. And so it's having that thought and that care and concern for someone else in the room. And it made me realize too, like the dynamics between I used to always worry about the woman, right? I was always be like, is she okay? Is she comfortable? Is she cool? And now it's like, are they having a good time? Is everything good with them? What's going on with them? What's their dynamic? And so it's kind of opened me up to that, which I'm excited to learn and explore and evolve more, with a partner in the lifestyle. So it's definitely very different. I feel like as a unicorn, you're free, you're doing your thing. And then like with a partner, it's just different. Like you have someone else involved. And I will say too, having that elusive foursome connection is very difficult to achieve. And I think that's normal, right? Like attraction is different for everybody. Like there's some couples where he's like, oh, she's a yes for me. And I'm like, oh, he's not. Or vice versa, right? Like I'm so into him and he's like, oh, she's not a yes for me. And one thing I told him from the get-go is that, and what I've learned from Kat and Ams is you do not take one for the team. Ever, right? And what I've learned too is you can grow to have attraction with people and you can evolve to that or find yourself like in a group environment where things can happen, but taking one for the team is a no. And I told him that, and like I agree with that 100%. So I feel great that we've found some couples that we've connected with, and I look forward to playing with them more and exploring more and just all that it has to offer. Like I'm actually like really excited about that. But yeah, so definitely different. Very different. Did you have any feelings of jealousy? It's funny. I did have a little feeling of jealousy, but it wasn't in the bedroom. I have learned that when it comes to Mr. Right, and again, I've never had a partner where, I'm in love with him, right? And like, it's funny because like in the bedroom, like seeing him do other things to other women or making out with other girls or, whatever, that doesn't bother me. But something did like stand out to me a little bit. And so when we left the bar, I rode with her partner and she rode with Mr. Right. And when we got back to his place, when they got out of the car, they had swapped hats and were wearing each other's hat. And I was like, why is she wearing his baseball hat? I was like, okay. I was like, great. But again, I was not like feeling, I was like feeling a little bit jealous. I was like, did they have a conversation? And like, it's kind of like something a girlfriend would do, right? And it was funny because I talked to him later about it and I was like, it wasn't even that big of a deal, but it kind of made me feel like a tinge. Like I was like, and I want to talk about this because I feel like it's important to say like jealousy is normal and it's going to happen, right? But that kind of like took me aback a little bit. I have to cough. Ugh. Typhoid Mary strikes again. Anyways, that was a spot where I was like, oh, I felt like a little bit of feeling. I know that sounds crazy, but I told him, I was like, feeling like you're having an intimate connection or an intimate moment or like girlfriendly stuff. It just kind of made me feel some sort of way. And he was like, oh my gosh, Adrian, there was not, and I was like, it was just funny. It was like switch hats because she was wearing a snow hat and he was wearing a ball cap, whatever. But it just kind of took me back a little bit. And that was one place where I did feel a little jealous. I was like, why is she wearing my man's hat? Even though I love her and trust her with everything that I have, like honestly, like this is not a her thing. It was a me thing. And I think it's important to talk about, right? Like, and he and I discussed it and he was like, okay, he was like that, that would be a boundary, like whatever. And like, but you have to learn as you go. But that was one little thing. So just being honest here. What was your favorite part of the experience? I would say definitely when he was going down on me and she was, like making out with me and I had hands just all over me. It was a lot of attention. I was a huge fan of that. That would be ingrained in my memory forever. And I look forward to returning the favor for her. We need to set that up for her. How do you feel after? Like I said before, I feel truly closer to him than ever. I feel like this is something that he and I can really enjoy and explore together. And it makes me feel relieved as well because I know that E&M is like for me. And I'm just happy that he's all in with me, right next to me. And yeah, like I found my needle in the haystack, right? Like I found my person. And you guys have heard me talk about this for years on the show. And I let him in. It's just easy. It's fun. And he makes me really happy. And this is like a whole next level of our relationship. And I'm here for it. So, okay. Would you do it again? Yes, absolutely. If you have a date, like I said, in February, we're going to make another date with that couple. And we have some other events coming up with our lifestyle peeps that I'm really looking forward to. Also, a party this summer, which I am, oh my God, I'm so excited to show Mr. Wright that and like what that's all about. I can't imagine the memories that are going to be made. So yeah, just lots of fun stuff. It was good. And I've been really, really good. Okay, before we go, I want to share a new toy with you that Tracys Dog just came out with. Junibel. Okay, let me just tell you. And I'm a little nervous because I actually have used her today. So I'm like, I hope she's clean. But okay, let me show you something. Well, first of all, I love like the box that comes in. You know, Tracys Dog always sends you like their lube and these fun little stickers. I love how they do that. Like, you know, bags, amazing. Okay, this is Junibel. Doesn't it look like a piece of art or like a music note or something? But what I love about her, I'm going to turn her on. She is whisper quiet. Now, y'all know, like I love my adult timeout. I love using toys with a partner, and I love a quiet toy. This toy is literally whisper quiet and powerful when I say, okay. And what I love about it is at first I was like, okay, does this go inside and this is for your clit? I actually didn't really use this part other than a handle. And I love the way you can hold it. This made me climax. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way this toy is going to make me climax like that. And it did. So Junibel, one of my new favorite toys at Tracys Dog. They're coming out with a bunch of new stuff they sent me. And yeah, I'll be sharing them with you. But this, she took me by surprise, and I will be using her a lot in the future. I just used her. I'm not okay. I mean, full disclosure here. You know who you're dealing with. But yeah, Junibel. So, tracysdog.com. As always, you can use code Cravers20 to get 20% off your entire order. You know, treat yourself. Did you not get what you wanted for Christmas? Look, let me tell you, get the gift of multiple orgasms, okay? Okay, I'm excited to tell you Amanda is coming back. I'm recording with her this week, so we will be back for Ask Double A next week. And I just want to say, just thank you for being here with me on my journey, and I am excited for what the next year is going to bring. Cheers, Cravers. You know, happy 2025. I'm glad the new year is here. I'm excited, and I'm going to go take my ass to the game. Let's hope we get a dub, and I will see you guys next week with Amanda. Mwah. You've been so missed. I've missed you, Cravers, so much. All right, let me press stop.